This message is very important to me, and it's going to resonate with you if you are ready to shift your timeline. It's going to change the way you have been feeling recently and shift you to a new timeline that is a lot more satisfying. Right now, we are experiencing a lot of chaos. We are in a time where things are falling apart. Many people are experiencing their relationships falling apart, their careers falling apart, and some are just simply witnessing all of that happening in the lives of their loved ones and they don't know how to help. When something we have been counting on falls apart, we usually feel overwhelmed, frustrated, and more than that, we feel scared because we have no idea what to do next. But before you take any action or make any decision, I want you to answer this question for yourself. What was lost? Was it something you really wanted? Was it for your highest good? Or it was something that you had settled for and you had become comfortable with? Most of the time, the answer to this question is it wasn't for my highest good, and I had settled for it because for many reasons I thought I can't have better or more, and I became comfortable with it. So being honest and admitting how you felt about what now is lost is the very first step to changing your timeline. In my experience, when I experienced the loss at the beginning of this year, I felt upset. I was sad, I was overwhelmed, and I felt like I was betrayed by the universe. So there was no way I could feel good about what happened. But it showed me my biggest fear. I don't know about you, but I had spent years being afraid of what now has happened. And I had done everything to prevent that from happening. But it happened. And then with the help of the guidance that I received, I accepted what happened and I surrendered to the emotions I was feeling about what happened. That meant that I sat with my emotions for some time. And for some time I thought, they are gone, but they came back again and I sat with them again. So it took me a few weeks. When I calmed down, I got to look at myself and I got to look at my fear. And I realized that despite what happened, I'm still alive and I'm not any less than before. In a situation like that, when things have fallen apart or when you have experienced the loss, I think the key to unlock a situation like that is surrender. Surrender is really the key, and surrender to me means accepting what is as is. You may be so conscious and so aware that when something like that happens, you wouldn't have that much emotional reaction to what happened. And that's the best case scenario. But if you are experiencing a lot of new emotional reaction to what happened, know that those emotions are part of what is, and you need to accept those and sit with those emotions. There is not one emotion that doesn't bring an insight with it. And maybe that's why Rumi said, emotions are messengers, listen to them. So when you surrender to those emotions for now and allow them just to be, when you are not afraid of your emotions, when you don't run away from your emotions and go to scrolling your phone or any kind of other kind of addictions, and when you just allow them to be, you get to fully experience them. And then they give you their message and they just leave. This message could be anything like, for example, you deserve better or more. What you lost wasn't for your highest good. Or you are abundant, don't settle for lack. So it could be any message. You would know what that message would be. When you surrender to what is, that doesn't mean that you are giving up. That surrender doesn't mean resignation. Surrender is not about being numb or being depressed. Surrender doesn't mean that I don't care anymore, or it's not important, or why should I bother, or things like that. it's actually opposite of all those. When you surrender, you accept things as they are for now, and that puts you in a state of neutrality. You are emotionally neutral. When you are emotionally neutral, clarity comes in, and clarity helps you see the mental and emotional patterns behind the thing that now has fallen apart. Things fell apart because the universe wanted you to see and become aware of those mental and emotional patterns that made you settle for that situation, made you settle for that job, for that relationship, or whatever that now has fallen apart. So surrender is accepting what is as is for now. That clarity also helps you know what to do next. What is your next step? And when you take action, this is what Eckhart Tolle calls surrendered action. When you take surrendered actions, you leave the outcome of your actions to your higher power, and you are not concerned or worried about what's going to happen next. And that's enough. That's enough to take the next step for now, and then things become more clear, and then you second the other steps one after each other. We have so much resistance to surrender, and I think because we think that we can control life, we can control things, and that's not the truth. We can't control anything, honestly. You can't control the outcome of what you have been working on. You can't control what others think about you. You can't control what comes to your life next. So there is a lot that we can't control, but we have control over this moment, and we have control over what we do right now. That's what we can do. All we can do is do our best at this moment. When you surrender, sometimes it becomes clear that there is nothing you can do right now to improve that situation. Accepting that is also part of surrender. You accept that for now you can do nothing to change or improve that situation. Sometimes when you surrender, you receive some sort of guidance that doesn't seem really to be the answer to this situation. But surrender is also saying that I don't understand where this guidance is going, but I'm still going to follow it, and I'm still going to go with it. I don't understand it, but I'm still going with it. That's surrender too. So I think surrender is the antidote to chaos. When there is a lot of chaos going on, the best way to just ground yourself is just surrender to what is for right now. And also, it's a powerful way to bring about positive changes. And I deeply believe that if enough of us put ourselves in a state of surrender, then we can bring about positive changes in our personal lives and collectively. The more deeply we surrender, the quicker we change our timelines, and we get to experience what we truly deserve, not what we settle for or any of the things that we experienced before. I hope it helped. Sending you all my love. Bye.